What do we need to know about Asbury? We need to know the difference between a revival and a spiritual awakening. We've already defined that. The filling of the Holy Spirit versus an outpouring, okay? The filling of the Holy Spirit is an individual experience with the Spirit of God, right? When we are baptized by the Holy Spirit, that is an empowerment to serve God. Sometimes being filled with the Holy Spirit can involve other things. The Spirit of God occupying the heart and the life of a person is paramount to Christian living as defined by the Scriptures. An outpouring of the Spirit of God oftentimes involves what we see in Acts chapter 2. Now, what elements were involved there? In Acts chapter 2, we saw revival. We did see spiritual awakening in that the result of that revival, where would you call a revival taking place? Hey, God, I'll die for you. No, Peter, before the rooster crows, you're going to deny me 3 times. I swear to you, I don't know, blanket, God. He hears the rooster crow. He cries bitterly. Christ is crucified. Peter's feeling terrible. He resurrects from the dead. Christ resurrects from the dead. He runs into Peter on the shore. He says, Peter, do you love me? Yes, I love you. Peter, do you love me? Yes, I love you. Peter, do you love me? Yes, I love you. Gave him 3 opportunities to make himself right from the 3 times he denied Christ. Then what happens is, God begins to do a work of revival in Peter's heart. Hey, Peter, you love me? Yeah, feed my sheep. Okay, I will. Go to the upper room and wait for me. Wait for my Spirit. He ascends into heaven. Pentecost, 40 days. Everybody that's in the upper room is baptized with the Holy Spirit. That's an outpouring. But the outpouring doesn't take place at that very moment. The outpouring will take place in the next few moments. There's a revival that takes place in the heart of the people that are receiving the baptism of the Holy Spirit. They're being revived from the place in which they were, completely different place. Their immediate effect of the work of revival that took place in their heart and the baptism of the Holy Spirit was not speaking in tongues per se. It was declaring the wonderful works of God. Because when they were speaking in tongues, that's what they were doing. Revival takes place in their hearts. They start glorifying God, preaching the gospel, declaring the wonderful works of God. Peter, of course, being a primary example of one of the greatest works of revival in the life of a believer, goes out, gives a message, and a spiritual awakening begins to erupt. People who were dead are now getting saved. Not just because Jews are getting saved. You're talking about Gentiles alike. All of that involves time.